The fourth season of the television comedy series Community premiered on February 7, 2013 and concluded on May 9, 2013. The season consists of 13 episodes and aired on NBC on Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time as part of the network's Comedy Night Done Right programming block. The season marked the departure of showrunner Dan Harmon and overall received mixed reviews from critics. In the series' fifth season, Harmon returned as showrunner. Cast: starring Joel McHale as Jeff Winger, Gillian Jacobs as Britta Perry, Danny Pudi as Abed Nadir, Yvette Nicole Brown as Shirley Bennett, Alison Brie as Annie Edison, Donald Glover as Troy Barnes, Jim Rash as Dean Craig Pelton, Ken Jeong as Ben Shankevin, Chevy Chase as Pierce Hawthorne. Episodes. Production: the series was renewed for a fourth season of 13 episodes on May 10, 2012. Season 4 began shooting in August 2012. The fourth season sees several behind-the-scenes changes as series creator and executive producer Dan Harmon no longer serves as showrunner, as writers David Garaccio and Moses Port took over as showrunners and executive producers. Sony Pictures Television, which produces the series with Universal Television, says that Harmon would serve as a consulting producer, but Harmon affirms he was not informed of any of this and will not return in a position without executive prerogatives. Other departures include executive producers Neil Goldman and Garrett Donovan, writer-producer Chris McKenna and actor-writer Dino Stamatopoulos. Frequent episode directors and executive producers Anthony and Joe Russo also left in order to direct Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Returning writers for fourth season include co-executive producer Andy Bobrow, producer Megan Gans, and staff writer Tim Siccardo, who have been with the series since season 2. And co-executive producer Maggie Banda, and writing team and executive story editors Steve Basilone and Annie Mebane, who joined the series in season 3. New additions to the writing staff in the fourth season include co-executive producer Ben Wexler, co-producers Hunter Covington and Gene Hong, and staff writers Isaac Gonzalez and Jack Ikeda. Tristram Shapiro, who directed several episodes during the first 3 seasons, was promoted to an executive producer and directed the majority of the season 4 episodes, while former showrunner Dan Harmon is credited as an executive consultant. Cast member Jim Rash wrote the 11th episode of the season, with the episode featuring Abed and Troy switching bodies, serving as a homage to Freaky Friday. The series was initially scheduled to premiere on October 19, 2012, airing in a new time slot on Fridays at 8:30 p.m. In early October 2012, NBC delayed the premiere. NBC.com released a video of the cast of Community in character addressing the delay of the season premiere. On October 30, 2012, NBC announced that the fourth season would premiere on February 7, 2013, returning to its original time slot of Thursdays at 8 p.m. Chevy Chase's departure. On November 21, 2012, it was announced that Chevy Chase left the show by mutual agreement between the actor and network. As a result of timing and the agreement made, Chase's character Pierce is absent for 2 episodes. He did not appear in 10th episode, Intro to Knots, or the 12th episode, Heroic Origins. He also appeared in a voice-only role in the episode Intro to Felt Surrogacy, which was the final episode produced for the season, and as part of his agreement to leave the show, Chase was required to record all audio for the scenes where his character, alongside the other characters, appeared as a puppet. Critical reception. The fourth season of Community has received generally positive reception, albeit not as enthusiastic as prior seasons. It scored a 69 out of 100 based on 17 critics on Metacritic based on episode 1 and 3, that was shown to the critics before airing the show. On Rotten Tomatoes, it was reported that 76% of critics gave the season a positive review, giving it a fresh rating. Vern Gay of Newsday stated, "Still defiantly Community, still good and still uninterested in adding new viewers." On the other hand, Hitfix's Alan Sapinall stated, "It feels like Moses Port, David Garaccio and the other writers decided to reverse engineer the Dan Harmon version of Community, but couldn't quite manage without the missing ingredient of Harmon himself." Mike Hale of the New York Times has stated that the series has been dumbed down, its humor broadened past recognition, and the 2 episodes provided for review have fewer laughs between them than a single good scene from the old Community. References. External links, episode guide at NBC.com, list of Community episodes at the Internet Movie Database, list of Community Season 4 episodes at TV.com.